Hello and welcome to Beyond the Scale, Weight Loss and Wellness. I'm your host, Coach Monica. I'm joined today by Coach Darcy, and we are here to guide you through the ins and outs of a lifestyle that's transformed not just our lives, but the lives of countless women navigating the waves of perimenopause and menopause. Whether you're here to shed weight, understand your body better, or simply find a community that gets it, you're in the right place. So sit back and enjoy the next few minutes as we tackle the hot issues of today. Good morning. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all the places. Good morning. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Are you doing good today?
Yeah, I think we have a delay today, so it's so exciting.
You gotta love it. And you're kind of blurry. Your picture's kind of blurry a little bit this morning.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go with it.
Yay.
We're gonna go with it. It's gonna be okay. Everything's good. Are you good?
Mm-hmm. I'm good. Back
You
from
good?
a fall break, and we had some R&R, but then also we're working, but got to have family time, so that's good.
I love it. And I got to be a part of that family time. I can't even tell you. Brian and I had the greatest time ever.
Yeah.
It's like we're not only sisters, but we're friends. And that's the coolest thing because I don't have a lot of them. Yeah, we had a great time. We spent some time at your cottage, and the best of all, my husband threw me a surprise 50th birthday party. I've never had that before. I've never been surprised before because I know everything that happens in this house. I know everything. There's not a single thing that happens in this house that I don't know and I'm not aware of. And for some, like, he started planning this thing in August 11th. He showed me in his text message. And I don't know how he kept it a secret because he had 2950 text messages going with the family and people. Like, he invited our senator, he invited our congressman, he invited everybody. I'm surprised Trump wasn't there. And that's what he kind of thing he kind of wished that would happen. Had a ball, had a great time. And I remember you weren't there yet when I walked in, but when I walked in, because our son called and said, "Hey, you want to meet us at Tippy Creek Winery for after the marriage conference?" And we're like, "We got nothing to do." And so, absolutely, let's go. And so we just thought we were meeting Tony and Andrea for at the Tippy Winery. And I walked in, and I first saw my cousins. Like, I hadn't seen them in forever. I'm like, well, that's weird. And then it was like a sea of people. And I walked in, and every time I would walk further in, it was like getting another present and hugging them. And it was fun. And then my family showed up, and we just had a ball. I was so grateful. So grateful.
That's awesome.
It was a good time. And I was driving home last night from babysitting my grandson. And I just thought to myself, I'm 50 years old. I feel amazing. I healed in my 40s. I mean, I took 10 years. I started healing when I was 40. I think I was 42. And I took 10 years and I healed. And if our clients hear anything today, it's please take 10 years to heal. Don't do it fast, because I learned so much about myself, about life. And of course, being 50 anyway, you're wiser, right? And I just took that time and I healed. Yeah. And I was driving home last night and I'm like, I am living. I am living for the first time in 50 years. And I wished I hadn't waited. I wished I could have been the mom that I wanted to be and know that I couldn't be. I wished I would have. We could focus on all the wishes, but I'm living. And I got to sing to my grandson last night, and it's fun. I feel good. I'm healthy. Mm-hmm. And it's my prayer for anybody listening to us that you don't wait like I did. Please don't do that. Right. You got about 10 extra years in your life that you're living, right?
Yeah, and I am going through, and you know this because we talked to you about it, but I'm going through a marriage thing with Mark, kind of improving our marriage, learning how
Mhm.
to communicate better. Uh, right now, we were working on forgive. Or last week it was forgiveness. So we talked about how to forgive each other, what to do, and all that. So I think it's important to also apply this to yourself. This is learning how to forgive self is really
Mhm.
important. But then this week we're talking about making amends with each other. And Mark kind of struggled because
Oh.
don't really have me like he's this is saying that, once you ask for forgiveness, then you need to do everything to make up for all of the wrong that you've done by, like, then taking
Mhm.
your family out on vacation. I'm like, I don't think that's what it's talking about. I think when
Right.
it is getting the log out of your own eyes, seeing that you made a mistake, but then moving forward and improving things for the better, and being able to,
Yeah.
in a family situation, being able to see that something that caused my family havoc, and I shouldn't do that because it's messing with our family. But I
Mhm.
think you can also apply it to yourself. Like, you talk about, the regrets that you have from the past, but I think we can forgive ourselves and make amends with ourselves by moving forward, by
Mhm.
choosing health and moving forward and taking care of our bodies and knowing how to do that in a proper way. Um,
Yeah.
and that's why I think, it worked for us to be able to do that. It
Mhm.
helped us to do ourselves, and that does mean by going to our past and
Yeah.
looking at the trauma that was caused by that, and being like, okay, this is something that I built up in the past, and I need to no
Yeah.
longer hold on to this. I need to
Yeah.
release myself from this because it's only holding me back. So not only forgiving yourself for the mistakes, for depending on food and other choices maybe that somebody has made, but also making amends with yourself is just as
Right.
important as making amends with other people.
Yeah, yeah. And I know I say this and I know it's true, but it's hard to feel it, and I'm starting to feel it
Mhm.
because
Yeah,
there's a lot of regret. But if I hadn't have lived my life so unhealthy, I don't know if I would know that I feel so good. And I don't know if I would
right.
be so grateful because everything in me is grateful. I'm sad, but if I hadn't have gone through that, I wouldn't know how to help people, and I wouldn't know how to
Right.
be the coach that I am today and the coach that you are today, and it's really
Mhm.
cool because we have different perspectives of that healing. You had,
Yeah.
you did it the right way. I like your shirt, by the way, Darcy. I need
Thanks. I
it.
want I need to
I would love you
see
to send me the link. Can you send me the
it.
link to that
Okay.
shirt? That's on your to-do list. I really
No.
because
No,
I don't like
I'm not.
things
No, I'm not.
I don't
You
I don't like
just
things
listen
around my
to
neck,
my
and I
the
just love it.
struggles. No.
I'll go through
No.
it. I'll go through it if it gets to my house. I'll go through all of what you
No, you
did.
don't.
I love it. She's got a freedom. And by the way, happy birthday, Charlie
Oh my
Kirk.
goodness.
I
Yeah,
saw a video of him this morning and I'm just so sad. And that was like that one hurt. That death really hurt.
yeah,
But I'm watching. I've gone to a couple of events here since he passed. And this Gen Z, my gosh, Gen Z, I am ready to follow you. You are going to change this world,
yeah.
and I'm
Lead
so
it.
excited about what I'm
Take
seeing.
the lead.
Um, take it. We'll follow you. We'll help you. And
Yeah.
apologize. We're babysitting a cat, and it's a kitten, and I don't like kittens. I do not like them. They're weird. Oh, but
Oh,
yeah,
that's funny.
so all of that to say is I'm so thankful, and getting to watch our clients heal is just such a reward for us. We're watching it in real time, and I'm
Yeah.
just so thankful. So, yeah, so we're going to talk about something today that is a question. A lot of people are asking us, hey, did keto stop working for you? um, did did keto stop working, and are we not doing keto anymore? And so we're going to talk about that today, because I think it's important to trying to get my mouse over to my. Oh, here we go. I've got somehow my two monitors connected to each other, and so I need to. Oh, here we go. Need to find out where my mouse is. But a lot of people are concerned. They're like, "What happened? What happened? Hold on a
Yeah.
minute. I don't know what happened." Um, okay. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Well, I fixed it. Everything's good. Um, but a lot of people are
I
like,
was like,
"Hey,
we switched places.
Ooh, like, hey, what's going on? I see you talking about this new weight loss program that you have. Did keto stop working? And are we not doing keto anymore?" And that's a legit question, because we're asking that
Mhm.
question too. But we're going to talk a little bit about our transition and our morphing into this data driven weight loss. That is really cool. We've got our first set of beta testers. We've got our first set going through the program. We've gone through it, and we're discovering stuff about us. The short answer to the question is no, we haven't changed, but we have added. And so, our my lifestyle, and I want you to talk about yours. I lost 130 pounds doing strict
Mhm.
keto. Like, I have not gone off plan until my birthday, and I'll talk about that. I'm keto. I believe in keto. I believe in carnivore, but it is such a negative, especially with this weight loss shot out there. It's such a negative thing because people don't know what that is. And I lost 130 pounds. It took me a year to do it on keto, on strict keto. I love everything about it. Um, but one size doesn't fit all. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Darcy, you lost 75 pounds. I always give you an extra 5 pounds. You lost 70 pounds on keto. Talk a little bit about your journey, living keto and your kind of your perspective about this. And she's frozen. She is frozen. There you go.
Hi.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Talk about your journey because you lived keto as well.
So for me, losing the 70 pounds through your program was I was a very strict keto way. It was also I thought we were doing a lot of biohacking with me because we got a lot of really yes, and there was a lot of biohack was not successful, but then there was
Mhm.
um, and so I think what I mean, Mark did this journey with me, so it was nice to have somebody by my side doing. It's definitely changed my perspective of food. It opened my eyes. Like I am. I don't know if you can still hear me because my internet
You're good.
connection is awesome today.
You're good.
So that's basically the very, very short version, because of my internet connection. But losing that 70 pounds, was great. And, I dubbed this my lifestyle because I love the way I feel. I think it's
Mhm.
easier than being chained to food and wondering, okay, am I going to gain weight from this, or are these emotions that I'm having? Am I dependent on too much of my addiction? Which the answer of that was yes, I was.
Mhm.
The children's food, like what they were eating, is not. I mean, it was well, what I was eating too was not healthy. And I do remember when I hit the age and I felt my age. I felt I felt old in my life, and then losing the weight, I felt like gained the energy back. So
Yeah.
that would be my weight loss story in a
Yeah.
nutshell.
Yeah, it works. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Living the ketogenic lifestyle works. It's science. It has nothing to do with a diet or a strict list of rules. It works. There's no, we're proof. We're living proof. And the cool thing about it is, this versus a fast weight loss pill or shot, it stays off. It's science. There's no arguing that it works. But a lot of times, as we're working with our clients, there are things that are in the strict list that may not apply to our clients. And weight loss is so individual. And that's the bad thing about the shot is it's not individual. It just takes the weight off. There's no individuality about it. And you will never learn about your body while you're on that. You'll never learn about this, about how it really works and the things that you need to do to make this thing work. With keto, it does. I mean, we'll give you the science, but we're finding that while keto is remaining powerful, it's not a one size fits all thing. And every body just discovers that it responds differently. And so, what we have brought into our program that is changing lives already, even in the beta testing that we're doing, is real time data. It shows your own body. There's no arguing with what's happening with your body. Real time data is giving us the tools and the power that we need to direct each and every client individually. And so we're bringing in the CGM, which is a continuous glucose monitor. We're putting it on your arm and we are able to see live. Like yesterday, I was coaching a client through it and I said, oh, there's a spike. What did you eat during that spike? That spike stayed longer than normal spikes. That means your body is not healed yet. It means we've got to do some things. We got to put some things in practice for you to get that weight moving again. And so we are moving our practice from guessing to knowing. We can guess. Keto is a big guess, right? But we're moving from guessing to knowing each and individual client and their needs and their body individually, and it is amazing to
Mhm.
watch. And so we have implemented 3 new programs that we have launched, and November 1st is the launch to the public. Um, and we're going to be able to walk that client through individually. Um, what is your most I'm going to wait a second after I ask this question. What is your most exciting thing that you are learning in just this season of beta testing? What is the most exciting thing that you've learned? We're looking at a 10-second delay here, folks.
My gosh, I am so flustered with this. I'm fine though. Okay, so what I have learned with the CGM for myself is that I am not as um I don't know how to put words at the moment. I you took the guesswork out of all this. Knowing that, when you would
Mhm.
test your blood glucose maybe in the morning, via blood prick, you might have tested it in the wrong time. And so I now know that, okay, if my blood glucose waking up is at 120, why is that? And why, when I tested it, was it this? And then a little bit later, it was then plummeted down to 70, just doing those extreme movements. And it's showing me what my body is doing, even just by walking, by exercising, by, having a hot shower, by waking up too early, by waking up in the middle of the night. All of these things play in a factor that puts me at peace, knowing that my body's
Mhm.
working, but it's also healing. And I think we talked about Dr. Barry's new his new
Mhm.
book that he just released. It does a great job of putting you at peace and talking about your A1C and versus your glucose numbers. And by the looks of mine, I'm like an optimal health with my metabolic health right now, based on the
Mhm.
numbers. And we are able to see that
Mhm.
that healing with other people and what they're going through a lot easier than sitting in a by looking at their glucose, not their glucose, by their food choices
Mhm.
and wondering, okay, why is this happening? Comparing that to their glucose number that they checked at that certain time that they did. We didn't know what time. All of these play into helping us narrow down what needs to be fixed, what
Mhm.
needs to be changed um, a lot faster
Yeah.
than just, saying, I know that these two things could be the problem. It could be your sleep, it could be stress, it could be the cottage cheese you're eating. We're going to be able to know that it's not the cottage cheese when we're
Yeah.
seeing you waking up with, a high glucose number. So,
Right.
I just think that it just, like you said, it takes the guessing out of your
Yeah.
health and you are so that's what I've noticed,
We're
and with me being carnivore, it's very flatline.
Mhm. Yeah. And the thing let's talk about the things that have not changed. So, we've got some things that we will never ever change because we know that when you bring sugar into your lifestyle, sugar is poisoning you. Sugar is killing you. Ultra processed foods are killing you. Those are non negotiables. Will we ever bring sugar back into our program? Absolutely not. Do we want our clients testing what sugar does to them? Absolutely not, because we know that is what's killing you. That's what's bringing the inflammation. That's why you're dying, right? Sugar, ultra processed foods, seed oils. Those things are non-negotiable and are not changing. Those things are not called keto. Those things are not that's not a keto terminology. That's killing you terminology, right? So those things are not changing. But
Mhm.
when we are able to see that some of our clients can handle fruits, some of our clients can handle some healthy starchy vegetables, which are not keto, by the way, we're looking at this and we're saying this is how it impacts you directly. And so there's things that we're not changing about the program. And there are things that we are bringing into our clients' lives, like a baked potato, like sweet potatoes, like if it doesn't impact your glucose. If you are healed from insulin resistance, you can do some things that our clients on the front side cannot do. And so we put that into a program, and we have all of our clients on a CGM right now, that are going through this program. And so we're done chasing labels. Whole foods, yes, 100%. Right? Keto, carnivore, low carb, those things that we still use as tools, but we're not so into the labels. What we're doing is we're restoring the metabolic flexibility, and that is what helps you lose weight. We're not getting rid of macros. Macros tell you how much to eat. You can overeat, right? We're not getting rid of macros. Macros are a gauge of how much. But the CGM is our drilled down tool that we use to know when you can eat these things. Darcy, I see your hand up 10 seconds ago.
That might have been a couple steps back. But I wanted to say that we wonder, like, okay, well, coaches, how do you even know that, what have you experienced? They all want to know the data behind it. And
Mhm.
we have seen this through our program, that one of our programs that we have is our ageless keto program. We've seen people losing weight, getting healthy, changing
Mhm.
their or improving their hormones by eating things that are labeled as not keto. But they
Mhm.
were in moderation and they were done in a specific time. So we've
Mhm.
seen how these so-called non-keto foods can actually help people still lose weight, but metabolically heal their bodies with our programs.
Right. Right. Yeah. I think you're done talking. Yep, you are. We're literally 10 seconds behind each other today. So apologize for that. Lovely internet, and it's bright and sunny here today. So but yeah, we're changing the process. The process is giving us insight directly into our clients. And for example, we want our clients to be within the 70 to 90 range on our fasting glucose. We want them to be that. They're not going to be when they first start, but we're going to watch those numbers gently get bumped down each and every day as they heal. And we have seen healing begin about the 3 month mark, where we can completely watch those numbers shift and turn over to where our clients can suddenly begin to eat a sweet potato. They can bring those things back into their lives because their body is healing, and we can see it live. We did launch the beta testing program. Now, if you are part of the beta testing program, you're going to find some things that change, because we're going to find things as we get clients into the program where, hey, this didn't work so well. It worked for one, it worked for coaches, but it's not working here. And so when you agree to participate in the beta program, which we've got launched now, you can go to our website, you can go to our individual websites, and you will be able to sign up for the beta test. When you do this, you are becoming a part of the base, the what is working. And so I did post the link under my personal Facebook page. If you would like to join the beta test, we need people in order to set the foundation for the program. We have several people who have joined and are just thriving. They are finding, I'm getting text messages from them every day saying, "Oh my gosh, Monica, my glucose spiked when I had the berries," or my glucose didn't spike. What does this mean when the glucose? Let me give you a little bit of science behind your glucose and why it's important for you to keep your glucose down, your numbers down at the 70 to 90 mark. Your body, every time you eat something, your pancreas releases insulin, because it's got to capture all of the glucose. If it doesn't capture it, that's when you are hold on, I gotta get Darcy back here. When when your body releases all of this glucose, it's like having a teacup that's full of tea, and you're pouring more tea into the cup, right? You're pouring more and more tea into the cup, and your body can't take it. That's what happens when you have glucose. That's what happens when you eat all day long. That's why it's a myth that you're supposed to eat 6 meals a day. No, you want your glucose to be steady, low, because in the presence of insulin, when your body releases all of that insulin, in the presence of insulin, you cannot lose weight. Okay. And that's where weight loss happens. It's all built around the hormone insulin. Everything is built around insulin. If you've got high insulin, that's why when you have high A1C, if you have high insulin all the time, you can't lose weight. And when you're constantly feeding your body, especially the carbs and the sugar, your insulin stays here. Your pancreas is pouring out insulin all day long, and you're not losing any weight. It's all about science. And so when you have this monitor, you can actually see what's happening live in your body. Darcy, are you back with us?
Maybe.
Oh, and you're on time. There's no.
I'm not moving.
You're not moving. Don't move. Sit still.
I'm
Yeah.
not
So
gonna
I was just explaining the science behind insulin. In the presence of insulin, you cannot lose weight. When you are constantly spiking your sugar, you are releasing insulin all day long. When you finally see how your body works, then you know when to eat and you know what to eat. That is priceless data right there. Priceless. And so our programs, let me tell you a little bit about our programs. Right now, we have 3 categories. We have 3 programs that you can join. You can do it yourself. I have built this curriculum so you can do it by yourself. You can totally do it. If you follow step by step and you do the modules, you can completely do this by yourself. And the cool thing is you don't have to have a prescription anymore to have a CGM. And so you can do it by yourself. So we have our Essentials Reset, where it's a DIY program. You sign up for it, you do it yourself. Most people cannot do that, because the other side of this program And any weight loss in general, this is why GLP-1s fail, because they don't have the accountability. They don't have the knowledge behind how to do it, because along with the science that we are not letting go of is the emotional eating. It's the food addiction. It's the sugar and carb addiction. And so we don't really recommend the DIY unless you are a step-by-step person and you need nobody in your life. 9 clients out of 10 clients don't need that. There's one that could do that. We recommend starting with the base program, which is the Core Reset. The Core Reset is an 8-week program where you have a 50-minute consult with Coach Darcy and myself, and then you have 3 25-minute data check-ins where we can help you. No, you got to still do the curriculum, but we can help you say, hey, why did you have a spike here? Let's talk about what you could replace when you had this massive spike and the spike stayed. Because when you are insulin resistant, you're going to have a spike in your sugar and it's going to stay that way. It's going to stay level. Remember, in the presence of insulin, when all that's happening, you cannot lose weight. And so as you heal insulin resistance, your body is able to shoot that thing up and shoot it right back down. That's the goal we want to see, right? And so that core program will help you get started, and it will give you some, and it will also give you our weekly group coaching, which is amazing. We had an amazing session last night. So it's also going to give you that, but it's 8 weeks. And then there's the essentials program where you're all in. You're like, gosh, I need to fix this and I need to fix it now. And I need your help. I need all of the tools, right? And that's when you meet with us for 12 weeks. Every single week, we walk you through the emotional eating. We walk you through the how to read your CGM. How do you read it when you didn't sleep last night and you woke up with 120 glucose in the morning? Why did you do that? Did you sleep? Were you stressed? Were you in a fight with your spouse? Um, we have seen a glucose spike in a client where they had a fight with their spouse, and until that fight was resolved, it stayed high. You're not losing any weight during that time, right?
Right.
Because of insulin. So the Prime program, and the one that you're going to grasp the most, is going to be the Elite. For our beta test, and this is only for our beta testers, we are taking $1,000 off of that. And so that's a really, really cool thing. We have a lot of people who are grabbing that. We're only going to take 10 because we want our first round to be a beta test in case we need to do any edits to the program, right? So it's kind of a chaotic live this morning. Our internet is not working.
Now Clark's barking.
We've got dogs barking. We've got cats throwing kitty litter everywhere.
Oh.
It's just chaos around here, which
I do want to add this. I do want to add this about and because Santi kind of, she's in our comments saying about
Santi,
how doctors that just start to talk about it turn her off. Like that, it makes sense. I've seen a lot of people that are diabetic. You see them that, well, the doctor prescribed that for them because at that time when I was talking with this one person, it was not freely available to anybody without a prescription. Well, it was like they were proud of the spikes and the numbers, and they weren't taught properly. Like the doctor just prescribed a CGM to see it, but then there was no change. There was no change in the health. They're still diabetic. They had the CGM, and why would you wear a CGM if you're not going to fix how you eat? So
how you use it, right?
My point of bringing this up is the importance of having somebody walk with you to teach you ways to read it, how to come across when you have a spike, and how to heal your body. And I think that's the purpose of the CGM, is how to heal your body. And they're not, when they're just prescribed and a doctor prescribes it to you, you're not being taught how to heal your body. It's just like, look at what you're doing. See, this proves to us that you're diabetic. Okay, well, how?
So we can medicate you.
Right. So in that breath, in that, all that to say is that when you sign up for this program, and I'm going through the program that Coach Monica wrote, and I'm like so impressed with it. Like I am learning a lot from the program. I'm learning that, I was panicked about nothing, basically. When I was worried about something I could not see, but now I can see it, I'm not as worried and as panicked.
Yeah.
And some people it might be opposite, where like they should worry and they should panic because that
Right.
they're seeing what they're seeing. So
Right.
I think that is a beneficial for the program, and how you have simplified it is another amazing thing I love. So that's why I wanted to say that, like, just because a
Yeah.
doctor prescribes it to you and you've
What
been
do you do
wearing
with it?
it, what do you do with that then? Now,
Well, here's
this
an
is a
example. Here's an
this is,
example. When we do put a potato in our client's diet and they watch that because it's going to spike
yeah,
starchy vegetables, there's no fat with it. That's going to So what we say is, okay, when you do that, we want you to coat it in butter. When you put fat with a carb, half of the glucose spike you're going to see. If you after you eat, say you have a nice keto treat, maybe it raised your glucose a little bit, do 10 squats after you eat. Go on a walk after you eat. There's things that you can do that when you do have those spikes, that it cuts it in half and it gets it down faster. When you exercise after you eat, when you go on a long walk after you eat, you're going to cut your glucose in half. And then remember, when you're cutting your glucose in half, you're not needing as much insulin. In the presence of insulin, you cannot lose weight. So you get that down quickly. So we teach you about instant spikes and instant decreases in that spike. That is good, right? Well, the first time I had an instant spike, I panicked. I'm like, oh my gosh, it went over 140. Oh my gosh. But it went down right away. But then it came back up. And I'm like, wait, it just dropped instantly and came back up. Well, it's because your glucose, your pancreas wants to even out. It wants to use and make sure that sugar gets into every cell because you need to use that for your brain, right? Well, if you drop so fast, your body has to regulate that, and so that's just another insulin pump where it's like, hey, your body's not regulated, here it is. And so we teach how you're not to become panicked about your numbers. We do not want you to become obsessed with numbers. We want you to use it as a coach. It's like having a 24/7 coach. I can tell you this, um, in my testing period, I've brought some things in to test what does this do to my body, right? Um, and you could become so number obsessed that it stresses you out and it kicks you out of the program because you're like, I can't fix them. So having this thing on your arm, it's like, do I really want that spike? I have literally, as I'm at my weight loss, goal. So I'm not so as stressed out as some of our clients who have 100 pounds to lose. I've got some wiggle room in there. I don't want to see that spike because number one, it makes me feel bad. I can feel those numbers. Though that those numbers have a feeling. I feel lethargic. I feel brain fog. I have made other choices when it comes to going out with my husband. Not going to have that margarita because I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to see that spike. And so I've made other choices and it's helped coach me. Even being in maintenance, it's helped coach me to keep this weight off and given me tools on how to keep it off. So we're not morphing. We are evolving. We are not going away from the things that we've taught for so long. We are evolving into, how do we use this as data? How does this impact me personally? And so we want to encourage you to stop taking the guessing game out of your life, to stop guessing and bring in real tools to help your body respond to things and heal. Yeah, I have been so encouraged to see how I really have healed my insulin resistance. The spikes that I am experiencing, I I understand it now. I understand what those means and so, what those things mean. So we are excited to bring this into the program. We're excited to release new programs that are going to give you different tools so that you can actually keep the weight off. Your husband asked us one time, "What are you selling?" I'm still stuck on that. What are you selling? And I totally get what he means and what he's meaning. We don't have anything to sell. We're not selling a tool. What we are selling is freedom. This is different from GLP-1. This is different from any shortcuts. This is different. We are selling freedom so that you don't have to think about this for the rest of your life. When you get this weight off, honey, it's not coming back because you understand how your body works. You understand how you feel after you have these things. So I'm still tossing around what Mark said. I'm still
yeah.
tossing around. I'm like, we're literally selling freedom. That's what
But
we are.
breaking that down is, okay, what does freedom mean to you? That's the other question. We're selling freedom, but I think freedom breaks down into smaller categories
Mhm.
of peace
Peace,
of
right?
health.
Mhm.
I think freedom is not
Power.
power, not worrying about the net what you put in your mouth necessarily. That
Mhm.
is this going to be the end all for me, or is this gonna
Yeah.
feed my health or whatever you're worried about? It's freedom from worry. It's
Right.
freedom from um,
Diets.
diets. It's freedom from what the doctor's telling you all the time.
Yeah.
It's freedom from so all these the word freedom is packed full of the chains that bind you,
Yeah.
those worries, the anxiety, the fears, all of those
Mhm.
things that bind you.
Yeah.
Um, that's what
For sure.
we're helping people with, not
Yeah.
selling. We're
Yeah.
we're passionate about it
Yeah.
for sure.
And if I could put that into a product for Mark, I would. And I'm not sure how to do that because I probably would have taken the shot. Probably would have. I know I would have. I was so desperate. I would have. And so for me back then, for the old Monica to understand what freedom is, I knew in my mind, I'm like, I begged God, if you just take this fat off my body, I will never put it back on again.
Hmm.
Scientifically, that's not possible with the
Yes.
way I was going to do it, right?
Yeah.
But it is possible. And so now I understand the concept of freedom. I'm still trying to take that apart. I'm going to need a second session with him because I really want to understand because he is 100% right.
Hmm.
I've just got to figure out how to put it into this practice because what we're doing is the product. It is the freedom. Our clients aren't going to have to worry about regain. They're not going to have to worry about it. Now, is everybody going to wear a CGM for the rest of their life? No, it's just a gauge. It's to show you what we put our clients through with this 12 weeks is showing them what they can eat, what their body, and that is freedom right there. Knowing what to get at a party. What do you go eat at a party? Do you throw everything out the window when you're at a party? No, you don't. But you're making these choices. I don't like kittens, by the way. I really don't like kittens.
Well, because at the end of the day, it's not the CGM that's going to make you lose weight. And what
No.
we have learned over the years of being a company is that people want convenience. They want to be able to eat the foods that
Mhm.
everybody else is eating.
Mhm.
They don't want to change. They don't want to not fit in or fit
Right.
in or not fit in. They want to be able to fit in when everybody else is
They want to
eating
blend in.
dinner.
Yeah. Right.
But the CGM is not going to make them lose weight. It's going to let you
No.
know what fitting in
Yeah.
looks like. It's going to let
Mhm.
you know what how your body tolerates fitting in.
Mhm.
Um, but essentially, you're still going to need to do the work, and
Yeah.
which we can't offer. We can't offer a weight loss shot. Well, we could, but we don't want to offer you a weight loss shot for convenience that you have to
Mhm.
be on for the rest of your life. We want you to be
Right.
free from the the
Mhm.
stress of the monies that go into the shots and the pills,
Yeah.
the freedom from needing to, I don't know, what talk to me about the weight loss, but like the shot, but
Mhm.
just knowing that you're free from that, you are letting your body heal naturally on its
Yeah.
own, it's capable
Right.
of. So
Yeah.
giving yourself patience and giving yourself the ability to work hard
Mhm.
for health, I think is
Yeah.
important. People
Yeah.
hold on to they value something that they work hard for
Yeah.
more.
I want to talk about this comment that is here. Angie asked a really good question, and my response comes in several waves. So when we put a client on a CGM, it is possible. I'm going to say it is possible to do this without macros, and that's the cool thing. There's a lot of people that will be able to do this without counting macros. There's a lot of people. Now, when you're in the program and you come into a weight loss cell, we're going to ask you how much are you eating. We're going to ask you if you're getting into a space where you're like, Monica, this weight is not coming off. I have my numbers down to the 70s to 100s. I keep my monitor with the CGM that we use in our practice. We can see what you're eating. We can see exactly what's happening live. I log into a workspace. Coach Darcy logs into a back workspace that we can see, hey, you've got a spike here. You've typed in, you do have to type in what you eat. So when you, right before you eat, I just say, hey, use the speaker, use the speech, what do you call that? The speaker, the voice texting, use that. Just verbally say, I'm eating, sorry, this, and this. That way we can see when you got a spike, we can talk you through it. We can break it down that this is why you had the spike. Maybe I would replace at this point in your insulin sensitivity, I would replace, these berries with something else. This is not serving you well. So we're able to talk you through that. And the data helps us be able to do that. If you get into a space where you only have 5 pounds to lose and your insulin or your glucose numbers look great, we may have to bring in some macros. So it is very, very possible that you may not need macros as you're doing this because you're letting your body speak for you. You're letting those foods speak through you, and you're like, oh, okay, that's the problem. And if we can get you to back to where your glucose numbers are in the 70s, 80s, and you've got this nice line, we love to see nice lines. We don't like to see the bumps up and stay up. We don't like to see that. If we can do that, it's possible that you don't need to count macros, especially, at the end of your journey where you are metabolically healthy. But there may come a time where you can't get this last 5 pounds off. We need to see what you're eating. And for a time, we may need you to track your macros. You will have macros when you're in the program. So I guess for you, Angie, I would probably, depending on the time that you need, the weekly coaching is invaluable. That is invaluable with the 12-week program because we're able to live look at you and see this is working, this isn't working. You may just need the reset. You may just need 8 weeks of learning how your body reacts to that food. You may be able to do the core program where you're learning how to use it, and then you take it and you use it on your own. Again, you're not going to be on a CGM your whole life. You're just doing an experiment. You're doing 12 weeks of an experiment where we then will say, okay, take that away for a while. Take the CGM away for a while. Do the things, and that weight's going to come off. And then maybe recalibrate and say, okay, at the end of, say 6 months, I want to try it again. I want to see if my body is healed. If you're going through a lot of stress, Angie, that's the first thing we got to work on because you're going to have higher glucose numbers because of that stress. I woke up one morning and we're babysitting a kitten, and she literally, you should see my office. It looks like a tornado just flew through here. I don't like kittens. Oh my word. We're babysitting. My numbers when I woke up were normally, it's the dawn phenomenon. So normally you're higher glucose numbers in the morning because you got to have that cortisol to wake you up. So normally that's spiked anyway, but mine was 120. I'm like, what the heck just happened? I ate fine the day before. What happened? Well, I looked at my sleep monitor. I had 5 hours of sleep that night, and it was broken up into chunks. That was why. So you know that about your body. If you're under a lot of stress, we've got to work on ways to get that stress down so that you're not constantly spiking your glucose. Remember, in the presence of insulin, when your glucose spikes, your pancreas releases insulin, you're not going to lose weight. So I wholeheartedly could see you doing a CGM program because you're going to learn a lot about yourself during that. Good question.
Right.
So
I had a lot of thoughts going on in my head of things that I could, because I kept resorting back to your vegetable soups.
Oh my
scenario.
gosh. Tell that story, Darce. Tell it.
Well, it's your story, but when you were telling me that you had a vegetable soup and your glucose spiked, like when you are normally eating, you can see that you have a spike because you're having a lot of carbs with the vegetables. But it stayed up there instead of dropping. So usually when it's staying up there and it's been past an hour, 2 hours, if you're looking at it still spikes, then there's definitely something in that your body is rejecting. And, you think about all the things that is in vegetable soup.
Right.
Well, there's not, or what's not in vegetable soup.
Yeah.
To be exact. The fact is, you're looking at whatever sort of vegetable in there. You're going to have to go back and say, okay, try these things out to see, like, well, was it peas? Well, it's not peas. Then what is it? Was it the vegetable
Yeah.
base? Was it the tomatoes? So when you have a spike like that, that's when you have somebody on another
Yeah.
side, like a coach, just walking it with you
Mhm.
to say, okay, well, I would try, what does this do? Like when you're just eating the broth,
Yeah.
does it spike and stay up
Yeah.
there? It's tedious things, but if you're dead set on figuring out why did I spike like this and why did it stay up here this long, then we're here to walk you
Yeah.
through that. But the other fact is that vegetable soup doesn't have is fat.
Exactly. Yes.
Is the biggest thing. And we're learning the benefit of fat. So
Mhm.
you can always test, like, okay, what happens if I have this vegetable
Mhm.
soup, but have some butter in this as
Yeah.
well? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah.
So that is where the benefit of having the CGM comes in. And is the CGM benefit for everyone? No, because they don't probably want to know about the data. They don't want to
Mhm.
know the whys.
Yeah.
I think a CGM is perfect for somebody who wants to know the
Yeah.
whys and that how can I fix
Right.
this, and how can I eat a baked potato and being keto.
Yeah.
So there's all of those perspectives of when you are eating something, when it spikes, how long it
Mhm.
spikes, what can you do to because the walk afterward is a great
Yeah.
idea. I watched a family, they every single night they actually call them flatulent
Uh-huh.
walks.
Yeah.
That's what they call
Yeah.
them. Well, for a flatulent, I would not want to call it
Yeah.
that, but
But it's
that there's
science. It just tells
yeah,
you what happens, how to get that glucose out of your system, how do you get your system reset back into to where you're using that food, you're using that energy, you're using it. So it's
mhm,
science and it's data driven weight loss is what it is. You've got to be willing to ask questions and be curious. Not be curious as to what a donut does to my lifestyle. Not that curiosity, but
ooh,
what happens when I'm implementing fat bombs again. I'd gotten away from those because I'm like, well, what?
mhm,
There's a reason for fat bombs. It brings your sugar
yeah,
down. That fat, if you don't like eating a tablespoon of butter, that's what that does. And so it is absolutely fascinating science. And it's time that we bring data into our weight loss. And it's going to transform this practice, is going to transform our clients' lives. So we're
yeah,
excited about it. Um, Again, it's a beta test. The prices that you see on the website that I posted are not going to be the prices after our first beta test goes through because we wanted to make it as low cost as we possibly could. With the Elite program, your CGM, your labs, we are now implementing labs. If you've read Dr. Barry's Common Sense Labs book, my gosh, you're going to have all those labs. We're going to give you baseline labs so that when you come in, you're going to know this is what my A1C was before I started. This is what they are 6 months later. The Elite program, it comes with the CGM, it comes with the labs. The core program, those are upgrades. You're able to do that. Now you're going to have to purchase the CGM. You're going to have to purchase the labs with the core program. 150, $160 for the labs, and it's a complete lab panel. And if you get, I recommend along with that getting the book because Dr. Barry translates what those labs should be, and so you'll have that in your hands as you do the program. So we're excited about it. We have not released it to the public yet. We are still releasing it only to our current clients and our past clients. They have the availability right now. Um, if you are hearing this, then you have seen the link that I just posted and you're able to sneak in and we won't know the difference because we haven't released that to the public yet. Kind of the public now. But if you go ahead and you subscribe and you say, I'm in, we're going to let you in the beta program. So we're excited. I am super excited about this. Finally, we've got science to back what we've been saying all along. Again, non negotiables, no sugar, no processed foods. Those things are killing you, right?
yeah,
So we're excited about it. That was what we wanted to talk and chat about today. Any yes, the brown butter works, Sancy, absolutely. Good. Your Dr. Berry book comes today. I'm so grateful that he and Kim did this. It's giving us tools that go beyond the doctor's standard. You know, when the doctor gives you the labs that this is where you're supposed to be, those are based around the average people. The average person, that is not optimal levels. That's put 500 people in a room, take their labs and give the commonality numbers to that. That is, you could be testing 500 unhealthy people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The numbers that Dr. Berry gives are the optimal. This is how you're going to feel the best. This is where we want you.
Well, you say that the average person is an unhealthy person. So if
Yes.
you're going based off an unhealthy person
Yes.
and you want optimal health,
Isn't that called grading on a curve? Isn't that what that is in
I don't,
school?
I don't know.
Yeah. It is. And there's a
Probably.
scientific name for that. I wish I knew what it was, but
Yeah.
there's a scientific name for how they get their optimal, this is where you should be. That's based on sick people. It's not based on healthy people.
Right.
So,
But I was able to go back to my labs that I did. Speaking of labs, my labs at the beginning of the year, which would have put me on he would have put me on statins based off of my LDL. Because of that, he would have put me on
wow.
statins. But and I've shared that before. But
Yeah.
going back and looking at my the levels where he says, to compare your A1C to where your average is on your glucose monitor. And my glucose monitor, my average is about like 80. I would say that. And that goes based on the week, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the day. It goes by day. But essentially there's like an average for the week.
Right.
Mine's about 80. But then when I took my numbers for my A1C, I would say based on this chart, I was in optimal range.
Yeah.
Before
But they wanted to put you on
they
statins.
wanted to put me on statins.
That gives you Alzheimer's.
And so, it makes me mad.
Malpractice.
It's malpractice. And the fact that we keep talking about butter and fat is
protein. Yeah.
So beneficial for, especially like if you are in a menopause state, or like wherever you are as a female, like our brain is 75% fat, and if we're not feeding it that fat, like why do you think we have the brain fog that we do? Why do you think that we struggle with the energy? Why do you think we struggle with our numbers that our blood is reading? It's because we are not feeding our body what we need. So with this glucose, this is my final thought. With this glucose monitor reading, it's really beneficial to see how the foods that you are eating impact your glucose.
Right.
When I eat butter, my glucose drops. When I eat butter just by itself, it drops. So there's so many things that show me that butter is beneficial, and they are purposefully telling you to take it out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Purposely.
Yeah.
And so that's my final thought.
A lot of people want to know, hey, just tell me what the bottom line is. And the beta cost, it's the founder's sale, we're going to call it after it releases from the beta testing. But the do-it-yourself reset, $199. You're on your own. You purchase the labs, you purchase the CGM, right? Yeah, Sancy, I think there's coming a time that would be helpful for you. I do. Core reset. Again, that's when you meet with us for an hour. We set you up, and then you have 3 check-in sessions with us. The labs do not come with that one. You can upgrade to it, but the labs don't come with that, and the CGM is an upgrade as well. That's $675, and that's for 8 weeks. The VIP experience, that's everything. Everything is included with that. That's $19.99. If you are one of our clients, if you are in the beta test application, we're gonna knock $999 off of that. So you got to tell us that that's where you are. Okay. Otherwise, I did post a link. It is live. So if you are watching this live, the prices are live. We are accepting. We have not released it to the public yet. So we have our private community here that we are talking about this, and you can grab it through that link there. So you'll apply, you'll be assigned a coach, and you can start right away. You don't want to schedule your first session with us until you have the CGM and it's ready to go. Okay, because we want to make sure that you are ready to go before any weeks go by. Okay. Oh boy. Yep. Let's talk about it, Sancy. All right. So that's exciting. We are really excited, super excited. We have our first round going right now, and we're going to be really excited to see how this works. Any last minute thoughts? Once you
I
popped back on, you were okay. Whatever you did
I
worked.
unplugged everything from my computer. I unplugged my microphone, I unplugged the charger, I unplugged my mouse. So, like,
Oh,
and then I did a little prayer.
a
So
little prayer. That's probably what did it.
I'm just gonna, and he saw how flustered I was. My cheeks felt hot.
It's so frustrating because we were going to be so good and like
Yeah.
be able to see each other and